Some philosophers look up at the stars to understand the meaning of life. Others place their faith in the goodness hidden deep within human nature. But Arthur Schopenhauer? When he looked into the human soul, he saw something darker, a mirror reflecting instincts, illusions, and desires we barely understand. And within that mirror, his writings about women have echoed for centuries, sparking outrage, debate, and uncomfortable truths. Schopenhauer didn't just criticize women, he tore apart the illusions men hold about them. And in doing so, he exposed one of the deepest power struggles in human relationships. He believed that women are not guided primarily by logic or morality, but by biology, by survival instincts coded into them long before society, romance, or modern love existed. What men often call love, he argued, is nature's bait. Beauty, charm, sweetness, they aren't random. To Schopenhauer, they are nature's tools, designed to draw men in, bind them emotionally, and ultimately serve one primal goal: the continuation of life. This is where his ideas become deeply unsettling. He claimed that a woman's attraction isn't spiritual or eternal, it's strategic. Her charm, he believed, is a short-lived spell, a biological weapon designed to secure the best possible mate. Today, we call this concept hypergamy, the tendency to seek out the strongest, most resourceful, most reliable partner available. And while Schopenhauer didn't have access to evolutionary psychology or modern data, his intuition was eerily accurate. Recent studies confirm what Schopenhauer suspected. Women, consciously or not, often prioritize security, resources, and status when choosing a partner. Psychologists like David Buss have shown that these patterns run deep in human biology. Even hormonal cycles can influence attraction, with research suggesting that during certain phases, women prefer more dominant, confident, and powerful men. Schopenhauer didn't need scientific papers to see this. He watched people. He studied society. He observed shifting loyalties, sudden changes in affection, and the unspoken laws of desire that play out behind every romantic gesture. And what he concluded is as relevant today as it was 200 years ago. Because in today's world, the game hasn't changed, it's only accelerated. With a single swipe on a dating app, a woman has access to hundreds of options. Social media expands those options even further, presenting endless new possibilities. Hypergamy hasn't disappeared, it's intensified. What Schopenhauer saw in the salons of 19th century Europe is now amplified by algorithms, notifications, and constant connectivity. And here's where men often lose the game. Schopenhauer warned that the biggest mistake a man can make is confusing nature's plan with personal destiny. A man falls in love, gives everything, sacrifices his freedom, and believes he's securing something eternal. But for nature, this isn't about forever. It's about reproduction, survival, and passing on genes. This is why he believes so many men suffer heartbreak, confusion, and disappointment. Not because women are evil or deceptive, but because men misread the rules of the game. He noticed something else, too, something modern psychology now confirms. While men often rely on physical strength, women have evolved a different kind of power. Psychological power. Women historically had less physical advantage, so they developed strategies based on influence, persuasion, and emotion. Tears, silence, charm, guilt. These became subtle weapons, often invisible but incredibly effective. Today, researchers call this covert power, the ability to shape outcomes without appearing to fight. And this is where emotional manipulation enters the picture. Authors like Robert Greene, in The 48 Laws of Power, describe emotional manipulation as one of the most powerful tools in human interaction. Others, like Sam Vaknin, have studied female narcissism and found recurring strategies: withholding affection, inducing guilt, withdrawing emotionally, or using silence to control behavior. These tactics aren't always conscious. They're often instinctive, passed down through generations of adaptation. Think about it. A woman rarely needs to shout to control a relationship. Sometimes silence is louder than words. Sometimes tears move mountains more than threats ever could. And men, driven by a desire to protect, to provide, to make it right, often surrender their power without even realizing it. Schopenhauer saw this pattern clearly. Men reshape themselves again and again, believing they're preserving love, while slowly erasing their boundaries and identity, until one day the love ends, and the man realizes he wasn't wrong. He was simply no longer useful. This was Schopenhauer's brutal warning. Nature doesn't reward devotion, it rewards function. Now here's the question every modern man should ask: how do you survive in a game where the rules are invisible? Schopenhauer's answer was not anger. It wasn't bitterness. He didn't preach hatred toward women. He preached awareness. He believed that to stay free, a man must see reality as it is, not as he wishes it to be. Love if you choose, but don't become dependent. Give, but without losing yourself. Desire, but don't be consumed by it. In his own words, the wise man finds happiness not in chasing desires, but in mastering them. This is where his ideas align with Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches that power lies not in avoiding emotion, but in mastering your response to it. A Stoic doesn't run from love, but he refuses to be blinded by it. He observes before reacting. He sees clearly before committing. Because Schopenhauer's ultimate fear was simple: men stop seeing the world with their own eyes and start seeing it through someone else's emotions. And when you surrender your perception, you surrender control. In modern culture, this problem has grown larger than ever. Men are constantly told to be more understanding, be more patient, put her needs first. But rarely are they taught to value their own boundaries, their own goals, their own identity. And that's where so many men lose themselves. The solution isn't resentment. It's self-awareness. A man who understands female nature doesn't hate it. He accepts it. He sees attraction for what it is: part instinct, part strategy, part survival. He respects the game without being enslaved by it, and most importantly, he builds his value from within, not from anyone's approval, not from anyone's love. Schopenhauer's message was never distrust women. It was open your eyes. Romantic illusions make you weak. Clarity makes you unshakable. Because when you truly see the game, you stop being a pawn. You become the player. And the moment you stop chasing approval, the moment you stop begging to be chosen, is the moment you become free. Not dependent, not desperate, but sovereign. And that, Schopenhauer would argue, is the only way to truly win.